Your cat eats twice a day, morning, evening. Just like most cats in most homes around the world. It feels right. It feels normal. It's what almost every cat food package suggests. But here's the uncomfortable truth. That schedule was not designed for your cat. It was designed for you, for your workday, for your sleep, for your routine. And while your cat has adapted to it, their biology was never built for 2 large meals separated by 10 to 12 hours of nothing. In the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly what happens inside your cat's body when the feeding schedule doesn't match their natural design, and why this single, overlooked detail might explain begging, waking you up at night, weight problems, and even chronic stress in your cat. But first, you need to understand something most owners never think about. Wild cats don't eat twice a day. They don't eat 3 times a day either. In their natural state, cats are small, frequent hunters. A wild or feral cat typically eats 8 to 12 small meals per day, each one roughly the size of a mouse. Their stomach is small, their digestion is fast, their hunger cycle is short. This isn't trivia. It's the entire blueprint of how your cat's body expects food to arrive. And here's where it gets interesting. When you feed only twice a day, your cat's stomach goes through long stretches of being completely empty. During those hours, the body keeps producing stomach acid and digestive bile in anticipation of food. When food doesn't come, that acid and bile have nowhere to go. That's one of the main reasons cats vomit yellow foam in the early morning. It's not random. It's not always sickness. It's often just biology saying, my stomach has been empty for too long. And most owners completely miss this connection. But there's another consequence, one that affects daily life much more dramatically. Begging. If your cat constantly meows, follows you to the kitchen, sits by their bowl, paws at cabinets, or wakes you up before sunrise, the schedule may be the cause. A cat going 10 to 12 hours without food experiences real physiological hunger, not just emotional desire. Their blood sugar drops, their stomach contracts, their hunger hormones spike. By the time mealtime arrives, they're not just hungry, they're desperate. And desperate cats develop very loud habits. Many owners think their cat is greedy or obsessed with food. In most cases, the cat is simply hungry too long, too often. This is where it gets even more interesting. Long gaps between meals don't just cause begging, they can also cause overeating. A cat that eats 1 large meal after long fasting is more likely to eat too fast, vomit shortly after eating, store extra calories as fat, and feel hungry again surprisingly soon. This is one of the hidden reasons indoor cats so often become overweight. Not because they eat too much in total, but because they eat in patterns their body wasn't designed to handle. And weight gain in cats isn't cosmetic. It increases the risk of joint pain, diabetes, fatty liver disease, and chronic inflammation. So the schedule isn't a small detail. It's a foundational health factor. Now here's the part most owners completely miss. Feeding schedule affects stress. Cats are routine animals. Predictability calms them. Unpredictability stresses them. A cat who never knows when the next meal is coming lives in low-grade anticipation throughout the day. That ongoing uncertainty can show up as restlessness, pacing, excessive vocalization, tension between cats in multi-cat homes, and even subtle behavioral changes you might not connect to feeding. This is why feeding rhythm matters almost as much as feeding amount. Now, you might be wondering, so what's the right schedule? There's no single perfect number, but based on feline biology, the best feeding schedules tend to share certain features. First, smaller meals more often. 3 to 5 small meals per day is closer to your cat's natural design than 2 large ones. Even just adding a 3rd small meal can dramatically reduce begging and bile vomiting. Second, consistent timing. Your cat's internal clock is precise. Feed at roughly the same times every day. Cats relax when they know what to expect. Third, avoid massive gaps overnight. If your cat is waking you up at 4 a.m., the gap between dinner and breakfast is probably too long. A small late-night meal, sometimes called a bedtime snack, can solve this almost immediately. Fourth, separate feeding from interaction. Don't feed your cat the moment they meow. Otherwise, meowing becomes the trigger that produces food. Feed on schedule, not on demand. This protects both your sleep and your cat's emotional balance. Fifth, avoid free-feeding dry food all day. Free feeding can work in very specific situations, but for most cats, it leads to constant grazing, weight gain, and a disrupted hunger rhythm. Cats often eat better with structured meals, even if those meals are small. But here's the part nobody talks about enough. A good feeding schedule isn't just about food. It's about predictability, safety, and trust. When your cat learns that food appears at consistent moments, several things happen at once. Begging decreases, stress decreases, sleep improves, behavior stabilizes, even bonding gets stronger, because food and trust are deeply linked in feline psychology. This is why two cats in the same household can behave completely differently, not because of personality, but because of routine. And this is where it gets emotional. Many owners feel guilty when they hear all of this. You don't need to. The standard twice-a-day schedule isn't a moral failure. It's just an outdated default. And once you know better, you can adjust quickly. Even small changes make a big difference. Adding a third small meal, shifting dinner an hour later, giving a tiny bedtime portion, using a timed automatic feeder for the early morning. Any of these can transform how your cat feels and behaves throughout the day. Now, here's the deeper truth most people miss. Your cat isn't begging because they're greedy. Your cat isn't waking you up because they're disrespectful. Your cat isn't vomiting because something is wrong with them. In many cases, your cat is simply trying to survive a schedule their biology never agreed to. And when you adjust that schedule, the behavior often disappears on its own. So if you take just one thing from this video, let it be this. The number of times you feed your cat may matter more than the brand of food in the bowl. A great food on a wrong schedule can still create problems. A simple food on a smart schedule can keep your cat healthy and calm for years. Tell me in the comments how often you feed your cat, and whether they beg, wake you up, or vomit bile in the morning. I read every single one. And if you want to understand what really happens when you change your cat's food too fast, that video connects directly to this one.